In the wild world of the internet, some stories stop you in your tracks. This is one of them. It's about a man named Ryan, or so he claimed. To thousands online, Ryan was a hero, a man battling a devastating illness with unwavering optimism. He shared his struggles, his pain, and his small victories, drawing people in. His followers felt his suffering, cheered his courage, and crucially, opened their wallets. Ryan's videos were always perfectly staged. Hospital beds, trembling hands, heartfelt confessions. He made you feel like you were his only confidant. He wasn't just building an audience, he was forging a bond. People cared deeply. They checked in on him daily, shared his story, and saw him as a digital saint. But behind the scenes, it was all a lie, a masterclass in emotional manipulation. Ryan's story was a carefully crafted performance, designed to generate sympathy and, more importantly, money. He knew exactly what to say, which stories would tug at heartstrings, and how to keep people invested. Doubting him felt like betraying a friend. People wanted to believe in Ryan's strength, so they did, eagerly. Sympathy was his currency, and business was booming. He became a daily inspiration, a symbol of hope, and a fixture in people's lives. The internet had canonized him, never suspecting the truth. Ryan's entire persona was a sophisticated con. He wasn't just fooling a few, he was deceiving a global congregation, and that belief would cost his followers far more than money. The stage was set for a spectacular fall. How did Ryan become an online fundraising superstar? He told a story, and he told it well. It started small. A blog, a few social media posts about a rare illness, and some carefully chosen photos. The algorithms did the rest, spreading his tale far and wide. A community formed, offering prayers and support. Once he had their attention, Ryan escalated. Videos of daily struggles, raw and emotional, made his illness feel real. Then came the financial requests. Subtle at first, then more frequent. Medication he couldn't afford, a wheelchair ramp, daily expenses. His followers, already invested, were eager to help. Donations trickled in, then poured. Fundraisers for new wheelchairs, experimental treatments, and living costs followed, each with a new crisis. Ryan was a master of the emotional cliffhanger. Just as one need was met, another emerged. The money grew. Thousands, then tens of thousands, then more. Offline fundraisers, news features, and even school children's allowances fueled his empire. He wasn't just fooling a few, he was deceiving a massive, global community. People gave him their trust, compassion, and hard-earned cash. All while the real Ryan was, presumably, just fine. His story was a business model built on goodwill and lies. The more people cared, the more they gave. And the more they gave, the deeper they fell into his web. Ryan's empire was built on empathy, and it was thriving. But every empire has its cracks. Ryan's success was no accident. It was calculated manipulation. He spun his symptoms into a narrative of loss and resilience, making his audience grateful for their own lives. His videos used selective suffering, short, tightly framed clips that never showed too much. The illusion was maintained by clever editing and camera angles. He created an echo chamber, where any skepticism was quickly silenced by loyal followers. Doubters were shamed and driven away, insulating Ryan from scrutiny. He used medical jargon and staged photos to overwhelm and confuse. Rare diseases, technical terms, and staged hospital shots made his story hard to question. If you can't convince them, confuse them. That was Ryan's tactic. For years, his audience remained thoroughly and sympathetically confused. The deception was airtight. until it wasn't. Even the best magic tricks eventually get exposed. For a while, Ryan's act was flawless, until the mistakes began. Sharp-eyed followers noticed inconsistencies, a leg that was numb in one video, supporting his weight in another, tremors that vanished when he thought the camera was off, reflections revealing him standing with ease. Medical professionals pointed out flaws in his supposed symptoms. Doubts grew, whispers turned into discussions, and people started connecting the dots. Old videos were analyzed, timelines cross-checked, and contradictions surfaced. The community that once defended him became his biggest threat. Admiration curdled into suspicion. The hunt for the truth was on. Ryan's carefully constructed world was starting to unravel. Betrayed and determined, a group of former followers became digital detectives. They dug into Ryan's online history, searching for the real man behind the persona. Their breakthrough, an old social media profile showing a healthy, active Ryan, hiking, running, lifting weights. The evidence was undeniable. They compiled screenshots, video clips, and timelines, building a case against him. A video essay exposed the truth, going viral and shattering his carefully crafted image. The reaction was explosive. Followers felt robbed, foolish, and deeply violated. They had given him their empathy, their money, and their trust. The sense of betrayal was immense. One supporter wrote, "It feels like a friend has died, but worse, because the friend never existed." Ryan's empire crumbled in days, destroyed by the very people who built it. The digital saint was unmasked as a fraud. Why would someone orchestrate such a cruel lie? It's not just about money. Experts say it's often about attention, craving sympathy, admiration, and validation. Online, someone like Ryan can become a hero, special and adored. Every supportive comment was a hit of dopamine. He was addicted to the sympathy. Many such scammers have narcissistic traits and feel little guilt. The internet is the perfect stage: anonymity, control, and the ability to curate every detail. You can edit your life, create a character, and perform for an audience. The screen makes the deception feel less real for both scammer and victim. Victims aren't gullible, they're compassionate. We're wired for empathy, and scammers exploit that. Stories of struggle and resilience are powerful, and most people want to help. The scam works because the con artist weaponizes the best parts of human nature. The real tragedy? Kindness becomes a target, and the fallout is felt far beyond the scam itself. The fallout from Ryan's exposure was immense. Donors lost money, but the emotional toll was even greater. Betrayal left scars of cynicism, making people wary of helping others online. The greatest harm? Real patients now face suspicion and doubt. Every genuine plea for help is met with skepticism, thanks to scams like Ryan's. It delegitimizes real struggles and makes people afraid to ask for help. But the answer isn't to stop caring. We must practice mindful compassion. Pause, research, and look for red flags before giving. Support established charities with vetting and accountability. Let's ensure our kindness helps those truly in need, not those who prey on it. Ryan's story is a warning for our digital age. Be kind, be generous, but also be careful. Let's protect our compassion and use it wisely.